Hi everybody, welcome to the next video. And in this video I want to talk about what are the best exercises for your workout routine. When it comes to diet and fitness, people are always obsessed with finding out what works best. Like, what is the best workout routine, what is the best workout schedule, what's the best diet plan, what are the best exercises. And these questions are all extremely common, and for a good reason. If you do what works best, you will get the best results, simple as that. The problem, however, is that truly answering those questions is never quite as simple. I could give you the stereotypical answers that people like to throw around as though they were always right, but they just aren't always right. Due to a ton of individual differences, what's best for one person is not always best for another. And in the case of figuring out what the best exercises are for you, this couldn't be more true. So let's go to the typical stupid blanket statements about exercises. As I said before, there are certain stereotypical answers you will almost always get if you ask somebody about what exercises are best for you. The problem is, in almost every case, they are just stupid blanket statements that may be true a lot of times, but are definitely not true 100% of the time. Here is some common example. Compound exercises are better than isolation exercises. Well, in general, I definitely agree with this statement the majority of the time. Definitely. However, as I've already explained in a previous video, there are plenty of situations when an isolation exercise is better than a compound exercise. Another statement would be free weight and bodyweight exercises are better than machines. Once again, a lot of the time I fully agree with this statement, fully. But once again, there are plenty of situations when a machine is equally as good or maybe even better than free weights and bodyweight exercises. And it all depends on factors that are specific to you and your goal. Another one is squat are better than leg presses, or squats are the best quad exercise, or you must do squats. Listen, I love squats, and I am fully aware of how effective they are, how often recommended they are, and how they are single-handedly responsible for building some of the biggest, strongest, most impressive looking legs in the world. However, and really, most of the times, you also will read this in our ebook, most of the time what has worked always best with hundreds of professional athletes, average guys in professional sports, natural bodybuilding and so on, squats are a great exercise. They produce very, very superior results. However, just because that is the case for many people, that doesn't make it the case for everyone. An example? Well, an example would be me. Due to certain factors specific to my body, squats have never been that great of a quad exercise for me. I don't know if it's the bone structure, the height, the leg length, naturally strong hamstrings and glutes, or some issue with flexibility or mobility or whatever it is. But squats have always felt like more of an awkward posterior chain exercise for me rather than the supposed king of the best quad exercise. In my specific case, squats were never that great at building big, nice-looking legs. And since that is my primary goal, why on earth should I keep squatting when leg presses, along with split squats and lunges, are for me personally much more effective for what I need? And in reality, no one truly needs to squat except people who are involved in competitive powerlifting or some other similar sports where squatting is a requirement. And guess what? There are a ton of people just like me. And while I will continue to recommend squats in the programs I create and always consider them one of the, in general, most of the time best exercises, and the squat is also in our in our ebook, because it really belongs to the exercise that works best with hundreds of people, but I always take into account the fact that that is not the case 100% of the time. And you should do that too. Another sentence would be exercise A is best exercise for muscle group A. This is basically what I have just described with squats being the best leg exercise, only with some other exercise and muscle group in their place. For every exercise that someone thinks is the best, or may actually be the best in most cases, there's almost always someone out there who could prove them wrong. Here's an example. Most of people consider parallel bar dips to be one of the best triceps exercises, and indeed we have experience with hundreds of trainees, you will read it in our ebook also, that the dips will produce most of the time with most of the people a very, very superior and great result. I fully agree. The problem is dips are an exercise that often bothers people's shoulders, and especially those who have bad shoulder issues in the past. I know this firsthand because I am one of those people, and for whatever reason dips annoy my shoulders. I love them and I really, really want to do them, but if I do, I end up with a shoulder problem every single time. So are dips the best tricep exercise for me or thousands of other people who have the same issue? No, they are not. It's just another stupid blanket statement. Again, of course, since in our ebook we described what really the workout routines and the principle and guidelines that we have seen have worked with hundreds of athletes, it's a great exercise, but not for everybody. Another example, a lot of people consider bent over barbell rows one of the best back exercise, and I agree, unless of course you've deadlifted the day before or plan on deadlifting the day after. In that case, the additional stress bent over row places on your lower back makes them a pretty poor choice for a back exercise, of course, and in this case some type of chest supported machine row would be better. And speaking of back exercises, here's another example. There are a ton of people who complain, and by the way, of course, bent over rows is also a component, because it has shown that with hundreds of trainees it's a very, very good exercise. But there are cases where it is not the best. And speaking with back exercises again, another example would be there are a ton of people who complain about being unable to actually use and feel their back working during certain types of rows. In many cases, the people will come across a certain type of rope that they are able to feel their back working on, in which case that specific exercise is the one that's best for them above all others. And these are just a few examples of many. You could name any of the supposed best exercises for any muscle group, and I can give you a reason why it may not be the best for someone based on their specific goal, body, experience level, and preferences. You have to find that out for yourself. What's best in general is only best in general, and you need to care about what's best specifically for you. And the better you do that, the better your results will be. And you should take that into account also when you study our ebook, because in our ebook we describe really what we have experienced are the fundamental and the guidelines and the best workout routines that we have seen works best on hundreds of professional athletes and also average guys. But you should take that into account. Well, at this point I've already shown you how to determine if free weight, body weight, or machine exercise are more ideal for you. How to determine if compound or isolation exercises are more ideal for you. The different exercise movement patterns and how to properly implement them with ideal balance. And a list of exercises for each muscle group that are most often considered the best. These things I have already shown you in the past videos. And in addition to that, the best exercise selection really comes down to 3 simple rules. The first is choose exercises that you can do safely and correctly. Very, very, very important. The second, choose exercises that allow you to properly train the target muscle group and or allow you to achieve your desired training effect. And third, choose exercises that you can progress at consistently. When you've done that all, you will have selected the best exercises for your workout routine. So feel free to use the stereotypical blanket statements and generalities as a starting point, but use all of the factors specific to you as the end point, and that's how you will truly find what is best for you. What is next? Now that you know how to select the exercises for your workout routine, it's time to learn how to properly organize them, and we will start with that in the next video. Have a nice day.